timona duto nobed rapar. To tinde ka iyajoji ni katuelu ahera giko to unupogru. To tinde ka iyajoji ni katuelu ahera giko to unupogru.
Kweli kabisa.
Seko chopo kon bisi kuna sumbi ajoka mioriti. Kaya ni somo asumbi kana biro neni nyadundo nyagi mata. Toya ni romo nagi morgi to kisungu manimba nyagi pita nyadundo. Ya wegi nyiri wotata mochung rango iki dumodo kisungu. Chunya oyudolo kaparo nyara kwara vini onge. Tokati onge dundo timbe mani timona duto nobed rapar. To tinde ka iyajoji ni katuelu ahera giko to unupogru. To tinde ka iyajoji ni katuelu ahera giko to unupogru. sweetie forever and ever. Oh, I will know, sweetie. I wish you happy life, sweetie, forever and ever.
Jike, iwinja? Jike, Jike, iwinja? Jike, uh,
Anka telo, Anka.
yeah, sorry,
Mm.
sorry for what's happening. Ate mokelo, this mysterious Luo Girl, Emamio, one got a bit of hiccups in there, but the Luo Girl is joining Koro. Maybe a network issue, but
It could be a network issue.
yeah, she's actually trying to join the studio, the Luo Girl. So wakwayo ng'uono nikech gige molwet dhano gi samoro timowa kama but yeah. there's a network issue, but watemo sote out. Mugejwang.
Akawa chako ga telo.
Jamsombi,
Ni
Jamsombi.
Karungu Jaramogi, Vioxi,
Jamsombi
Dede,
as we
Dede,
bring in the
Messi,
visitors.
Wawa, Nyamamkali, Wodoki.
Asikujara pesa mochula mate nana madosomba. Baada ya kazi ya bile mate nana losoduonda. Pimajio, ongeza kikombe kidogo rio nega. Na sijali leo, sidani nini pesa leo itabonga. Omera gini mitko bamla, omera dongo makakananga. Oche ya pesi pingo kadanga. Liet kotanda.
Omera wuodo kinyo ke ugenya, Buda winjo pek mwalo ka jaduong' omenya. Hey, leo standard ni kutwenya, lakini kawuono fuko na belenya lenya. Appearance, kwanza nyaka chwa luku safi, ana twecho ke karungu kata long war kata king. Luo elegas onge mbwakni, peso tas nigga timo nota chalo fuakni. Baby girl come slowly, ya kena chwa ni lift a Lamborghini ni a parking. VVIP is your residential status, gentleman with ethics so kaero kuma sekni. Speaking of sekni, dekni, kidney, muda you know timo mana twaking, get quacking. Meso dongo chalo piend kwash, bogi ni kuchafua, kwani iko nini? Umera man
Zombie, make a see that I know zombie. Makongi, na to keep telling Makongi. I say go there pesa mochula mate, nana madosomba. Bada ya kazi ya bile mate, nana losoduonda. Ni chamluchi, na to keep penji chamluchi. Nangluchi, na to keep telling nangluchi. Liet kotanda, gini mit kobamla. Omaka kananga, mit kotanga. Dongo maka kananga. Chamsombi, weka sida kando chamsombi. Makongi, nato kiktali makongi. Asego jara pesa mochula mate, nana madosomba. Bada ya kazi ya bile mate, nana losoduonda. Pimajio, ongeza kikombe kidogo rio nega. Na sijali leo, sidani nini pesa leo itabunga. Omera gini mitko bamla, omera dongo makakananga. Oche ya pesi pingo kadanga. Liet kotanda.
Wawa, imoso nako mwono mwalimu, machuor nyarabandu wuod nyakach. Cosmas Odada, mano director, mano majeshi kikosi, wadgi megona. Madisco, Freddy Jakadongo, mano Sibur sauti ya dhahabu. Keno Chieng Wodwere, Zoo FC, team ya Wazito.
Chamsombi, weka sida kando chamsombi. Makongi, nato kiktali makongi. Chamsombi, weka sida kando chamsombi. Makongi, nato kiktali makongi.
Chupotore, chafua, Roberto the super engineer. Kuame, wape till number.
GK, the Luo Girl has a total network issues. I think we shall try. Order on your to draw is a big problem. So apparently we can start in Rita here. When she gets in, well and good. What get a message Mauro, it's not connecting me in, I'm dropping easily. Koro, yeah, mano message. So, apparently koro wachak onyalo yudo mbele because was jo oserito gini koro wachake chaka koro JK
Anka.
the Luo Girl being the first day. Ma is our first jogo mantie mokwongo warwako.
Otele Luar. Otele Luar. Ajo pod sort network issues to actually. Erokamano kuom bet ka. You could have been anywhere else in the world. But in ka. In Kodwaka. We never ever take that for granted. Kendo amor bet koduka. Amor no nyalo kao time on a Saturday. No bed Kodwaka. We never ever take that as gima natural, gima normal. Unie our power, unie our strength, unie our support. We are just mouthpieces maru, and without you, kawonge kanye to wan okwa waonge.
Okay, confirm nani winja.
Kori duogo. Na welcome jogi ni Luar.
Oh yeah, please welcome me.
Erokamano sana for bed Kodwaka. We never take it for granted. Ni winjo thum, ni miel, ni madho gimoro somewhere else, but in ka. Erokamano. Secondly, Watugan Luo is our business. Luo is really our business.
GK, the Luo Girl is here. Koro, I don't know. She's in. Koro, yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Welcome Jogi alafu.
Hold. Yeah.
Welcome okay. Jogi alafu. Kota mretu wabo gine.
Thank you. Dembele. We start Dembele.
Wabo boost. Erokamano. Luo is our business. Luo is our future. Luo is our past. Luo is our present. Luo is our treasure. Luo is our wealth. Luo is us. Luo is our identity. And Luo Kendan Moyo is the future. Literally the future. Ogo Erokamano. We are open.
GK, Illuari.
Chopo con disikula sumbi ajoka mioriti. Ayuma pili oseko chopo con disikula sumbi ajoka mioriti.
Aya, GK duogo. Sorry.
Kaya ndi somo asumbi kanabiro neni nyadundo nyagimata. Kaya ndi somo asumbi kanabiro neni nyadundo nyagimata. Kaya ndi romona gimor gito kisungu manimba nyagipita nyadundo. Kaya ndi romona gimor gito kisungu manimba nyagipita nyadundo. Yawe ginyiri wuthota mochung rango ikido modho kisungu. Yawe ginyiri wuthota mochung rango ikido modho kisungu. Omiyo chunya oyudo lo kaparo nyara kwara wini onge. Omiyo chunya oyudo lo kaparo nyara kwara wini onge. Tokati onge nyadundo timbe manitimo na duto no bed rapar. Tokati onge nyadundo timbe manitimo na duto no bed rapar. joji ni katuweru ahera gikoto unupogru. Totinde kaya joji ni katuweru ahera gikoto unupogru.
Kweli kabisa.
Jumapili oseko chopo kon bisikula sumbi ajoka mioriti. Kaya ni somo asumbi kana biro neni nyadundo nyagi mata. Toya ni romana gimor gito kisungu manimba nyagi pita nyadundo. Yawoi ginyiri wotata mochung rango iki dumodo kisungu. Omiyo chunya oyudolo kaparo nyara kwara vini onge. Tokati onge nyadundo timbe manitimo na duto no rapa. Totinde kaya joji ni katuweru ahera gikoto unupogru. Totinde kaya joji ni katuweru ahera gikoto unupogru. Oh, kon hani, alamo ni nyasaye hani mondo gwedha rusi mari. Oh, kon hani, alamo ni nyasaye hani mondo gwedha rusi mari. Toka nyasaye ogwedhi, ipari duogo chwanyo ani mondi duogi mioriti. Toka nyasaye ogwedhi, ipari duogo chwanyo ani mondi duogi.
The Luo Girl, can you hear me? Okay, amanyo gima duoko gite jothurwa, ng'won nauru ka dich amanyo gik. Amanyo gima duoko gite, gin ka gite koro. The Luo Girl, iwinja? The Luo Girl, iwinja?
No, I can't hear you.
Huh? And now? And now?
Olal telo olwar.
Uwinjo duond The Luo Girl, koro ok en gima wacha wacha. There is The Luo Girl. En
Na
mana ni
awinje matin to lal.
issues and connection.
Joji winja.
Well, kawaduoke ramoth, it's fine.
Iwinja.
How do I introduce kae to achak? Ini winja?
Awinje ma clear.
Ini winja?
Awinji ma clear.
Right. Ladies and
Watie
gentlemen.
kaka nowacho. Sama nowacho George kapok wachako.
ni.
Luo is our business.
Yes, please.
Before I was rudely interrupted. To Podwabo Nuoyo, Luo is our business and it is the future. The one tekote. All of it. Katagidi network, how much? Luo is the future. Welcome you. We are open for business 365, 366, 367, 368, 369, and 370. 24/7, 25/7, 28/7. Whatever time frame in here, we will be there. Erokamano George. Tim introduction.
Ramoth, ok wakaw koro kendo thuolo. Adhi straight. Kaeto. But kapok adhi straight, Luo Girl, are you here?
Network ogweyo oko kendo.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, scholars, elders, parents, and champions of culture, because that is who you are to us. Anyone who is now associated with Ramogi Cultural Institute for Luo Heritage and Education, you are a champion of culture. Welcome to the unveiling of a powerful new journey, a literary celebration, and a bold cultural awakening. The Luo Girl, a transformative book series that follows the extraordinary path of the Luo Girl from birth through every stage of life, tracing her rise to the highest heights of intellect, leadership, resilience, and purpose. This is not merely a book, it is a mirror, a map, and a movement. Within these pages lies untold strength of Luo daughters, girls born into rich heritage, sharpened by wisdom, grounded in culture, and destined not to only survive, but to lead, innovate, and transform generations. I'm so excited, guys, as we start this. The Luo Girl is not a footnote in history. She's a thinker, a nurturer, a strategist, a scholar, a visionary. All the Luo girls who are here listening to us today, that's who you are. You are a thinker, you are a nurturer, you are a strategist, you are a scholar, and you are a visionary. This series boldly reclaims your history, illuminating your journey through identity, education, womanhood, leadership, and greatness. And today we are honored beyond measure because bringing this story to life is a voice as profound as the message itself. A mysterious Luo girl, a symbol of every daughter whose brilliance may be unseen, yet whose destiny can. Geniuses of communities, the silent dreams of young girls, the unstoppable force of African womanhood rising. As she reads, she does not stand alone. She carries the voice of generations. We know that. She embodies the dreams of tomorrow. She reminds us that when we educate, empower, and celebrate the Luo girl, we shape nations. Today, we do not simply launch a book series, we ignite a legacy. Do you remember Grace Ogot? Do you remember Oriero Gomanduli? And do you remember those ones who walk the earth right now? It is you seated, listening to us. It is our daughters. It is every woman born of a Luo mother, walking the path of the path of the earth. It doesn't matter where. Don't you know some of them are high and up there? You want me to give an example? You are the head of UNEP currently. Thank you. Ramoth, welcome. and gentlemen, the book we are about to go through was done during the period in which Mr. Ominde was a student at Makerere College. These practical investigations, the practical investigations were made in successive vacations. And Mr. Ominde had what advice I could give him in connection with this. So this is the forward. This forward is written, the forward written for this book is what I'm reading. It was written by A.W. Southall. The writer of this book is Simon Ominde, and he wrote this book when he was in Makerere College. So he approached A.W. Southall to write the forward of the book. And shortly, it's a very short forward, and this is what he writes. This work was done during the period in which Mr. Ominde was a student at Makerere College. The practical investigations were made in successive vacations, and Mr. Ominde had what advice I could give him in connection with this. He was able to approach his field of studies with the great advantage of experience derived from his own childhood upbringing, coupled with the maturity and detachment required as a student. And this has enabled him to produce a work of real value despite the fact that he had little chance for a full study of scientific techniques before he began his work, and that he could not spend nearly as long as in the field as he would have liked, or the subject merited. By his clear statement of the conditions, methods, and limitations under which his research was carried out, he ensured its value as a reliable contribution to knowledge in a field where it is badly needed. It is so hoped that he will himself be able to continue the work that he has begun in a promising way, and that his example will encourage others to do likewise in this A.W. Southall, Makerere University. So let me bring in Ramoth. The Luo Girl, you are muted throughout, so we can't hear you when you talk. Can you unmute? The Luo Girl, you are here. I can see you, but you are muted throughout. GK. GK. You guys are muted. GK. Right. This piece of work is the result of a survey carried out in Nyahera among Luo people living around the African island mission, 7 miles northwest of the township of Kisumu. This investigation has provided a basis from which generalization ought to be made by comparing the conditions in this locality with those in other parts of the Luo country. Superstitions. These beliefs in magic and the work of spirits are common among the Luo people, and it appears to me that any difference in the condition existing in various localities can be attributed to the extent to which Christian influence of economic pressure have modified the people's beliefs and manner of life. So that's basically the part of the introduction. And as I've said, the book was written by Simon B. H. Ominde, Makerere College, which year? 1949. And as I wait for these guys, I don't want to keep you waiting. So I want to read the first thing that we are delving into as we start reading this book. And this book is not just a story. We're going to analyze it and we would like also people to communicate with us. There is a button there for chat. You can chat. But listen to this. Infancy and early childhood. Feeding under 1 year. For the first month of, so mothers, this is happening in 1949. You might need to bring it up to speed and ask yourself, what are we using now? So for the first month of a baby's life, and we're talking about a baby girl, so the Luo Girl. So I would be saying a baby, but put in your mind that this book purely speaks about the Luo Girl. So everything that is being spoken about here is about a Luo Girl. So for the first month of the baby's life, food is the mother's milk. But when the mother's milk is insufficient, gruel may be given as early as 2 to 3 weeks of old. So I have a word there, gruel. Although cow's milk is now sometimes used instead of gruel, it is still chiefly regarded as a modern introduction by the missionaries in an effort to promote infant health. So guys, when a mother's milk was not sufficient, they used to give cow's milk straight from the cow. The average age at which babies are given gruel is 1 month. From the 3rd to the 6th month, milk from the breast and gruel continue to form the child's main diet. But after this, gruel begins to prevail over breastfeeding. Although maize flour is occasionally used in preparation of gruel, the usual flour for this purpose is obtained from the sorghum and leucine, a species of millet. So those who are wondering what gruel is nyuka. Nyuka, porridge, nyuka. That is gruel, porridge. Although nurses are allowed to give gruel to the children, difficulties in handling a baby sometimes result in underfeeding, which is often made worse by the low food content of the gruel itself. Through training by nurses, babies are accustomed to adult food before the mothers actually give it them. So it can happen that when a mother is eating, she will hear the child cry out for some of her food. 9 months, gruel continues to be the staple article of diet. In certain strict families, adult food is not given until the child is over a year old. Babies feed on cow's milk. Babies fed on cow's milk begin using adult food during the 1st or 2nd month. Restrictions on the suckling of babies. It is considered a breath of taboo for a nursing mother to suckle her neighbor's child. This restriction is based on the fear that some women with poor milk may, in suckling a baby, kill it. One of my informants pointed out that in the early days of missionary work, an attempt to break this taboo had failed. We're taking a breather because it was a taboo. But again, breaking the taboo, the early missionaries tried, but they failed to break it. From 6 to 9 months, gruel continues to be the staple No, I'll repeat. So restrictions. No, that I've read. Sorry, guys. Now, In rare instances, this seems to be there seems to be different treatment of male and female children in polygamous homes with regard to suckling. Some of my informants stated that in suckling, that intersuckling is permitted if all the nursing mothers have female babies. So remember that it in cases of necessity, it is permitted to suckle. Okay, I'll repeat that. In rare instances, there seem to be different treatment of male and female children in polygamous home with regard to suckling. Some of my informants stated that intersuckling is permitted if all the nursing mothers have female babies. Nevertheless, the taboo against intersuckling of male babies reinforced by the fact that it is possible for a son to marry one of his father's youngest wives. There we go. GK,
Anka telo.
GK,
Anka.
right.
Iwinja.
Actually, awinji maber, iwinja.
Awinji clear. Network ema kelo wiye.
The Luo Girl bende network otamo kabisa kabisa, but I'm reading just the introduction part of it because mine mana introduction mitne ni mbele ka wachako analyze gigi gi jowagi. So said man, I have some more restrictions on the suckling of babies. So there was a taboo. I said some more. So now we are in this. The social restriction with regard to the suckling of infants is still observed with rigidity, and there are no evidences of a change even under the impact of modern ideas. Methods of feeding. Some method of feeding, then I away up to cleanliness, kind of then you pick up. Because now methods of feeding. No force is used in feeding young babies. A little gruel, and with a gruel, guys, we've said, and it's porridge because it's made from flour, either maize flour or mixture of sorghum and something else. So in essence, it's porridge. So a little gruel in a small container is put on the lips. The mouth is gently raised while a small amount of the gruel is let in. Forcibly feeding takes place when children begin to push the container from their lips, preferring their mother's milk. In forcible feeding, the child's head is rested against the mother's breast while the feet are firmly held in position between her thighs. If the child is difficult to manage, an assistant may be called to hold his hands. The mother rests the edge of the left hand below the child's lips and pours gruel in the hollow, thus formed by the hand. While the child is crying, she closes the nostrils by pressing its upper lip against it, its upper lips against the openings. Thus, in attempting to draw air through the mouth, the child takes in mouthful of gruel. The mother or the nurse may then dip her hand in cold water and wipe the child's abdomen in an attempt to cool the rapidly swallowed food. After it has drunk a considerable quantity, the child is set free. If the mother is present, it may finally insist on this form of may die. Some children are quite unable to take gruel, and in such circumstances, they have to depend on their mother's milk. Somebody is informing me that we are all gone. The Luo Girl. The Luo Girl. Can you hear me? Right.
Jumapili osekochopo kondi sikula sumbi ajoka mioriti. Jumapili osekochopo kondi sikula sumbi ajoka mioriti. Kaya ndisomo asumbi kanabiro neni nyadundo nyagimata. Kaya ndisomo asumbi kanabiro neni nyadundo nyagimata. Toya ndiromo nagimor gito kisungu manimba nyagipita nyadundo. Toya ndiromo nagimor gito kisungu manimba nyagipita nyadundo. Yawe ginyiri wuotho mochung' rango ikidumodho kisungu. Yawe ginyiri wuotho mochung' rango ikidumodho kisungu. Omiyo chunya oyudo lo kaparo nyarakwara wini onge. Omiyo chunya oyudo lo kaparo nyarakwara wini onge. Tokati onge nyadundo timbe manitimo na duto nobed rapar. Tokati onge nyadundo timbe manitimo na duto nobed rapar. Totinde kaya joji ni katuweru aera giko to unupogru. Totinde kaya joji ni katuweru aera giko to unupogru.
Kweli kabisa.
Hello, Winja.
Ramosawi. Ramosawi. Winja. Stop Martin Cage Network luaro sana kora.
Kabisa yani, kabisa.
Monda neck, what's going on? Recording to
Nonsense
go
my job.
apparently you'll be fine.
For a bit, because nonsense my job.
Yeah, apparently you'll be fine. Anyway, I've read something that I know is is quite traumatizing in the current world. I've read a piece and watch Malisha the way it's being described. We know it. I know it. I saw people do it. If my mom was alive, she would have told you how I behaved with it. I'm not sure because I was a bit too young to know whether I went through it or not. So I don't even know what we're talking about. But very interesting part, Ramoth, where they are describing how a child used to be fed before porridge. gago nyathi nyuka gi dholuo. Igage gi ume, idino ume to imaye muya kidogo, to sama odhi gamo muya to nyuka donje dhoge to muonyo. So yeah, that's where I was.
Now winji motna muted.
Oh, can you winjo?
Yeah, winjo.
So yeah, so let me finish up to the
Issue ni kanye. Issue
let
ni
me finish up
kanye.
issue onge nani again traumatized mana joma waron. What are you guys talking about? But yeah, it happened. Ominde wachoni it happened. And this book was written in 1949. So you can only imagine that this used to happen not long ago. 1949 is not long ago.
Gatame amba neno George. Okonyola 49, but aneno. Aneno kiga gontindo.
Yeah. Methods of feeding. That one is quite hectic.
George tinde kila kitu en traumatic.
Yeah.
Ng'ato okoyudo.
I use that
Ng'ato
one
okoyudo missed call to
specifically because
traumatic.
I want you to.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Awacho tinde gik moko te en traumatic. Kata just life manyalo miyo ng'ato bed hard matin trauma. Need what to overcoming gigi no dhi kure. It seems now it is just avoidance is the thing. Overcoming no dhi kure. Winjo uda.
JK.
Awinji.
Awinji.
An apenjo mana en overcoming no dhi kure.
Overcoming trauma.
Difficult situations. Difficult situations. O kila kitu en trauma. Ken difficult and traumatic. But labda mano penj masani.
Yeah, and we have to what
we have to Teloka winji wacho ni we have to timo
to imagine kok ni nene but ing'isi ni nyathi ni dino ume tiolo nyuke dhoge to kogamo yweyo to igine to nyuka donje dhoge. And then there is a phrase more mention sometimes, not in many occasions, but sometimes it can go wrong. In some situations, a child might die.
Mano koro hearsay. Nikecho 1, 2 of them died. I observed 3 of them died. Mano possibility. It is a possibility. Yeah, okay. George, if you're on the road, if you're driving on the road, there's the possibility you can die in an accident. People do die in an accident. But that does not mean the road is only accidents. Yeah, so Gima telakia kin kanyo, but Gima interesting in 1940s. One of the things Matemoneno is the attitude of the author to the community now. Nkechobedo Jananga. So I'm really interested to see through his observations, but at time observe his mindset, how it is being transformed. Ochakoka, which attitude to these things? Okay, church, possibly things could go wrong does not mean they go wrong. Okay, chanta neno this method. Aneno, I saw it. Ka grow aneno. Kata in Nairobi aneno. I saw it. I saw it several times, not once, not twice, not thrice. And then, so, mano mean what? Mano mean,
But
tell man,
you didn't see one dying.
I no, never, never. So mano means now I'm
I was
traumatized.
doing a survey. I was doing a survey. Maro minde
Mm.
ni karokogwe.
Mm. So does that mean I'm traumatized a bit?
Didn't see
But
one dying.
the
You can't be
mbele
sure.
mondo wane. Maybe obo watch somebody died mbele kanye to wane.
Kamindi
Tell.
yo umnyathi mondo muony nyuka awuoro.
Yeah,
Kendo gineno joma
Jojo kineno gigi, okineno gigi.
no, I'm reading from somebody.
Mm.
Those things are very alive.
Yeah.
Very, very
Mm.
alive. My cousins,
Mm.
I know. Yeah, so and
Mm.
I'm just in the
The
fields,
shoes.
all aspects of how people feel about it. Yes, yes. I'm alive to this.
Mm. Mm.
I might have participated in it when Nitieka Magiwa's assistant. In some instances, I think I was an
It
assistant
might.
because some
I
children
was
were very
the
tough. Negwe- negwe So you must hold
Bogwenyu
the legs.
kucha. Ogwenyu kano kucha.
So correct. So I was an
Mm.
assistant at some point. That I know. I'm alive to
Mm.
it, Ramoth, and I know exactly what took place. Abe okaneno ngamoto from that. That's the truth.
Mm.
I never saw
Mm.
anyone, any child die because our mothers were professionals in these things, guys. I
Bas.
didn't see a child. I've not even heard, honestly. Let's now bring
Bas.
it down. Yeah, let's bring it
Bas.
down. They knew what they were doing. And it was done with precision. It was the only way out. You either give that child porridge that way, or the child will suck throughout the day, throughout the night. You don't have that milk like that. And this kid is growing. And some of them are bubbly. They want food. So that was
So
the only way then.
mm.
Mm.
So
So if
there's the other point. Me actually, if were all these things of sucking bottles and kikumoko mago biro, even for Europeans or biro recently, Korokikwa
yes,
won't really Europeans are doing it different.
yes.
So, and from experience, having children, I saw the children were sucking so much at the beginning until to no bet raw, the breast becomes raw. It is now painful.
Mhm.
Mm. That sucking action is no joke. It's no joke. Nikechwanta, sometimes the breast was so raw that um, Mingi had to rest and Tommy and Nyati, and I would give Nyati my lower lip and a dog.
Mm.
Mm. So I get too close to other than my lower lip. Kitchen Gufos, George, is sanction power.
Mm.
When me or their mothers respect you watch no. It is no joke. So with the option mami miongane nyuka and the way ungiyo go is to swallow it pours inside their mouth. You see some of the other it pours inside. Tomakoro ike in mi pour it
Mm.
inside. It's not a natural process. Like some
Mm.
resistance will be mm. Like some resistance will be
Yeah,
but some more
because
than better. So what in
yeah, so
Kechapad, I
just
would
yeah,
really like opinion ma a Luogal Nentieka. We would have seen also ask this in. Some of them are also mothers just to tell us how it is
yeah,
in as we never really we can watch it, we can see it, but we are never
and that's
really
why we involve. Yes, that's
mm,
why we are going to involve locals. Don't worry.
mm,
Our culture champions here shouldn't worry about network issue today. We're gonna sort it
mm,
out, and we'll have Luo girls coming here and speaking to you, some from experience. Ramoth, we will also, they need to know, we'll also bring elderly mothers who did this thing with 18 children, all of them doing that. So yeah, so it's a very exciting journey. Yeah, but I don't, just a little chien kanyo wachoni, so that we pick up from where I left. Wachoni, although the time and the nature of her work may force a woman to feed her child at certain hours, there is otherwise no fixed time for feeding babies. If the mother is present, the child is suckled whenever it wants to. Thus, babies having such treatment grew up with a particularly strong liking for their mother's breasts. As soon as a baby is big enough, the mother begins to limit her suckling and to increase the frequency of gruel taking. The frequency of suckling is greater for babies between 1 and 3 months. The intervals increases with the age of the child. Daily absence of the mother when she is working at a distance may improve longer intervals between the successive sucklings than would be the case if the mother was nearby or within the village. Children in more enlightened families are started on cow's milk after 1 or 2 months and are given gruel after 6 months. There is a widespread belief that gruel strengthens the bones and therefore should be a very important article of diet just before the child begins to walk. So I have a question, Kai. Nyuka is just nyuka. It is just the other question could be depending on well a family could be you'd put sugar, but the question is sugar healthy?
No,
Now
no,
that
no,
one I'll
can
throw
no
there.
picket sugar
But
so much.
there is a common yes.
Sugar
So the
or
question could be,
picket common.
I mean, sorry. So the issue here
Most
that I
of them.
have would be
Mhm.
no problem.
Mm.
Giwachoni, it was a child who was given grew up very strong. Luo girl to no go gwalo. Gwalo tiendo. Gwalo timo. Nyako man go gwalo.
Ogola, yeah. Mm.
And
Ogola, yeah.
it's it's just it's just
Okay.
Newcano because there is nothing else and Newcano, but the child is growing. But nowadays, one called iwacho ni nyaka nyathi cham balanced diet. Gamotawe kare cleanliness kanyo. Koro pick it up.
Iwacho ni, ati nyaka oyud balance
Wacho ni
diet.
jomodongo gi nyuka
Mm.
migago gi umgi ema tugo rugby gi. Ineno
Mm.
ineno
Mm.
jogo adhula e pap
Mm. Mm.
otimo sigwembe ema
Ojing.
emiket emochun gi nyuka gi umgi ni. Mano e
Mm.
gima wacho.
Ging'e
Aparo
survive.
Lwanda Magere bende notimna kama.
Norodhe gi nyuka. Tifosi dhoge.
The question
Mm.
is ni ng'ama ne mako Lwanda Magere samigage nyuka. That is the
Mm.
question.
Mm.
Mbele
Ng'ama
jike.
gago warrior.
Awe kar
But
cleanliness kanyo.
cleanliness.
Yeah.
Apologies before ka network olwar because today is just horrible. Anto kar milk ka the jury is still out, but giwachon especially for Africans, milk is not the most healthiest thing. Look at this consistent drinking of milk wakao mana during to the colonial experience.
And Ramat, sorry, before you go, I just want to say something very interesting that somebody said in another meeting. He asked the question, why do humans drink animal milk? Have you ever seen an animal drinking human milk?
But the
And
jury is out
yes,
there.
that's why he left his question. So why are we are human beings drinking animal milk? The animals don't drink their milk.
To kataka keto conspiracy theory, a bit of conspiracy theory or conspiracy fact. Giwachon the balanced diet, the idea of a balanced diet was in and Gimachako America, and it was being pushed by the factories in case they needed people to eat what was being mass produced. Korogi come up with this table of you eat 3 times a day so that you consume a better customer. So that was not the regular. Three meals a day was not the regular for human beings. And then Wachoni, you have to eat this and this and this and this, which majority of it they were the ones who were producing in the factories. So conspiracy theory, conspiracy fact, can we have to decipher. And the more eat this balanced diet, the more we have new interesting diseases. Okay, cleanliness. There's a general snackness. And Gima Kendo Noma Kodoga George.
Mm.
Children in more enlightened families. Enlightened families, Magomage.
Enlightened
Okay.
families. Mama do
Yeah.
nyuka. Mama do gine. Ma bro
I've
mother.
started I started on cow's milk after 1 or 2 months. Well, Magomage. Okay. There's a general cleanliness. There's a general slackness in the washing of children by Luo mothers, which increases as the children grow older. But sometimes, especially among the more advanced people, they are kept tidy regularly. Advanced people. It may be of interest to know that in the past they were washed every they were washed early every morning in cold water in the belief that this would make them strong. Whenever the children empty their bowels, they are cleaned with an old rag or soft leaves. The limited supply of old rags makes the use of leaves more common. Bedding and clothes. No clothes were given made for the most. Bedding and clothes. No are especially made for the babies, with the exception of a few children in progressive households. Both pagan and Christian children go without clothes, and even when they are from the when they have even when they have them, their provision is meager. Okay, or even when they have them, meaning the clothes, their provision is meager. There is, however, a tendency for Christian children to be better clothed than those in pagan families, and the latter continue to walk naked for a much longer time. Bedding is scanty. Dried hides, mats, and old clothes are used. The child's bedding and the mother, the child's bedding and the mother's being usually the same. Very rarely does the mother sleep apart from her child. Only a few modern parents form an exception in constructing small beds for their children. Modern parents. In the daytime, when asleep, they are generally laid in some shady place beside the house or on hides, old rags, or mats. Those who have beds may use them, but the majority of the children are placed in the open uh, where dust not infrequently blows into their mouths. Mental and physical development. According to the mothers interviewed, the earliest signs of mental physical development in babies are smiling and lifting of the arms. Actions which take place after the second month. This early smile may not be an expression of pleasure, but merely an imitation of the mother, who begins to tickle the baby while smiling herself, in order to induce it in order to induce it to smile. This induced smile is more noticeable after the third month. Okay. During the fourth month, Georgia, I'll take. During the fourth month, the child generally plays alone wherever it is put down. Provided that it has no serious illness, by the fifth month, the senses of hearing and seeing have so far developed that when it hears a noise, the child listens and looks in the right direction. The period of sit of the sitting the period of sitting the child up begins during the sixth month. Although trials are made early in the fifth month, while in the course of the seventh month, with constant help from the mother, the nurse, and other members of the family, the child is able to sit up without support. George, yeah. George, Taylor.
Auntie. Auntie.
It is, and to me, it is very difficult to go through this. Not because it's difficult, but there's so much. There's so much. There's so much.
So much name what do I analyze so much?
Mm. Well, I saw, man, then we come to it because there's just mm, okay. Interesting. George Kinyalo note this times more to the 6 months. This happens. This and that and that and that. The practice of straddling a child on the hip begins during the 6th month. From this period, there's a rapid development of its manipulative skill. Between the 7th and 8th month, the child begins to crawl on the floor and will crawl away from wherever it is seated. As the child's manipulative skills develop, he begins to pick up things that attract the eyes. After knocking them down repeatedly, the mouth is also used in testing the properties of the article. There is thus some difficulty in preventing the child from putting dirty things into its mouth. If a child is not watched, it may eat a large quantity of soil, a practice facilitated by its surrounding. The floor, the ground in front of the house being bare earth. It is therefore not surprising that the child of this age frequently suffers from serious stomach trouble. Even before the children begin to sit up, the nurses, who themselves are only between 6 and 11 years old, do not effectively prevent them from touching dirty things, because they are sometimes tempted to turn away to play, leaving the babies to look after themselves. A child is persuaded to walk by holding its hands and helping it along. In this process, the older person repeats the words ta, 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 ta in a monotone. The practice is continued daily until the child is able to walk. But as soon as it can support itself on its feet, the mother or the nurse may move away a short distance and try to induce it to come nearer. Every member of the family takes a great interest in all this and loses no opportunity to help the child. According to my observations, cooing and the earliest symptoms of speech begin to come into evidence in the 8th month. When Agengo was 8 months old, he repeated the same performance every time he saw me come in. First, he clapped his hands, uttering a sound like ah ah. Then he clasped them together, pressing them repeatedly against his lips, while he made the sound ah ba ah ba. This pleased his mother, who was so excited that she spoke to the child in adult language. In addition, Agengo could seize two maize cobs, bring them together in front of him, lie on his stomach, and push them round in a circle. There was also a conscious development of pleasure when he began playing. There can be no doubt that he derived great enjoyment from pushing the maize cobs along, because that kind of play was usually accompanied by a great deal of noise, not intended to attract the attention of anyone. Having scooped the ground with a stick, he would throw it away and, with his fingers spread out, sweep the ground before him. All this indicated the multiple experiences of a developing mind which aimed at satisfying its own curiosity by exploring into the nature of things. A child of this age has no fear of fire until it is scorched by a glowing ember. At the time when the child begins to say ba 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 ba, the mother trains it to imitate the sound of names like ba 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 ma 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 mu. But the use of adult language in talking to the baby begins as early as the first month. Thus, when taking up a baby of 1 or 2 months, A mother may say, Be mama, come my mother. Be wura, come my father, according to whom the child was named after. This, of course, means nothing to the child at such an early age. Following Baba and Mama, it is taught the names of things and people in the family. Gradually, a child gets to this, know this, as well as the words for a few things, including food. Next, it is taught how to ask for things. On the whole, the children do not begin to speak until after 2 years, when they are barely able to construct short, simple sentences. Discipline. Formal training in discipline begins as early as the seventh month, at the time when the child may put some dirty objects to its lips. Thus, a mother, finding a child with soil in its mouth, may slap it gently as she removes the soil, or the hand of the child may be tapped with anything convenient. A child crawling towards the fire would be immediately pulled away. Sometimes it might be frightened with the glowing end of a burning twig in order to impress the danger upon its mind. It is never certain when a child is first going to walk, for the conditions under which children are brought up are such that it is impossible for them to escape being seriously ill at one time or another. Hence, the period is largely determined by the health of the child. The average time ranges from 11 to 14 months. A child who develops very rapidly through the early stages causes its parents much worry, for it is believed that a fast growing child never survives. Uh, Effects of the child's emotions. The mother's attitude towards the emotions of the child is based on the deep impression left on her mind by the strain of the birth. Thus, I have come across women to who told me quite convincingly that whenever they heard of the children crying out vigorously, they again felt the pain they had experienced during its birth. A mother tolerates the emotional outbursts of her child not only because she loves it, but even more because she struggled to bear it. This seems to be the real cause of the so called humanity of women towards children in contrast with the indifference sometimes shown by men. Instead of setting the mother against the child's emotions of anger and suffering have the effect of reminding the mother of their psychological connection. When a mother is unable to pacify her crying child, she generally feels quite a personal sense of depression. On the other hand, signs of pleasure in the child give its mother the greatest satisfaction. If a child has a happy nature, even the most critical of neighboring relatives are pleased and frequently comment or compliment the mother upon it. The desire to share the emotions of her children leads a mother to begin laughing with them and tickling them while they are very young. Telo, telo inti. Kosegini otimoni
Iwinja?
awinji koro. Awinji.
Antie. Iwinja?
Awinji. Iwacho nade koro.
Very interesting.
Mm.
Timane is stop kanyo matin.
Kanya is the end of the
Nikech
chapter on early childhood.
yes, apparently
Mm.
for now
Infancy to early
wanyalo gi
childhood.
kanyo. I think time frames ka ma
Mm-hmm.
I really want us to compare and contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Mokwongo message ma ng'ato orona
Mm.
ni owacho ni I'm 37 years old. I was fed by the same system for a very long time because a poor feeder. And then is a lady. She says, "Ne, I, no, that's a different message. But Romano actually, I was a poor feeder, so I was fed through that. And then the other one, actually, the people who are the victims were always people who had difficulties in eating by themselves. So those ones were the main victims. And as always, the assistant nurse was always the older child. In that, they became very responsible because they always used to start taking care of their siblings when even themselves they're still young, but they are taught how to take care of. And then she says she knows Rova, a 7-year-old one, when they were growing up, who could feed through the nose the younger sibling, and she took care of her very very well. And they were both girls. The 7 year olds was a girl, and the one she's taking care of was a girl. They are best friends to date. They are grown ups now. I got feedbacks from people, man. Yeah.
What's on the last one? No, not the last one. What's on the last one? What's on it?
She knows of a 7-year-old by then who took care of her sister, the younger one, the small one, and they grew up very close, and they're the best of friends to date. They're the best of those two sisters. Yes. So apparently, she started helping when the younger one was. I think when the younger one was troublesome, she would be the one holding, and then all of a sudden now, being a girl, I'm sure the mother taught her, "Way kani chiro nyaka tokikibe nyathi kech." So she would do it. But that one is just I think my assumption. But the message is very clear. She was 7. She took care of her younger one. She was a better feeder. She fed her sister using that method, Maru Umno, very, very well. They grew up very close. They are the best of friends as we speak. They are grown-ups. That's the one.
Interesting. Best of friends. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So I think there was a lot of bonding while they were doing that. And the small one might have felt more comfortable with her sister. Possibly the sister might have been. This is my not assumption, my analysis of the scenario, because being the best of friends to date when they are adults, the bonding took place between them during the feeding. So the younger one felt at ease. Possibly the sister was a better feeder. She was possibly kind on her, was more understanding to her because it doesn't matter. The child could be 3 months, 2 months. They have feelings. They know which hands are taking care of them properly. They have got those. Yes. So I think the bonding took place at that very, very young age, and it grew up. They grew up very, very good friends. Yeah.
George Gimomio Erokabana for that. Gimomio now out of this so much is this whole text. This is one of the biggest
Yes.
things that happens especially in this African context of writing. Or can you see what is happening to the Luo community in 1940 something when he writes it? It is just treated as a scientific experiment, but they are in a bubble. So, Katakoacho, these things, okay, they are eating dust, the dust flows to the mouth and stuff. Remember Gimana Nganawacho? These houses were always brought down. They are sleeping on skins, and the houses were brought down because of the taxes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
When
The
someone
other
had
fact is the people.
so many wives
Okay.
because of the taxes, the houses were broken
Yes.
down to avoid.
Yes.
Yes.
Even many houses, Katakok in many wives, just many houses. In granary for storing watching millet, in granary for sorghum, in granary for other types, in which maize was not so much there, or just the African type of maize, not the reddish type. Gibo charge every one of these granaries. To coach you you have like 10 granaries for different things and different seasons. They will charge every granary. Alafu igero order Wondala. Igero od chiegi achiel ariyo adek ang'wen kata achiel. In gi vijande karibu adek. Mokwongo osechwado simba. Ibo charge simba no. So even as we are looking at the mother and the child, especially the girl child, you don't, the society is really undergoing so much strain and pressure, especially when he's observing this. For me, the introduction was very interesting. What Nganewacho, South Hall, Wacho at the beginning. Wacho, this work was done during the period in which Mr. Ominde was a student at Makerere College. The practical investigations were made in successive vacations, and Mr. Ominde had what advice I could give him in connection with this. He was able to approach his field of was George Gino Chakotimana Gicha.
Nyawinji,
Some don't you give more serious to get the on network.
nyawinji, Dimbele. Okay, now.
Kawacho, he was able to approach his field of studies with great advantage of experience derived from his own childhood upbringing coupled with maturity and detachment. Nae, Winjikimo Wacho seriously, Winjikimo Wacho ka. With great maturity and detachment required as a student. That has enabled him, yes. This has enabled him to produce a work of great value despite the fact that he had little chance for full study of scientific techniques before he began his work. And that he could not spend nearly as long in the field as he would have liked or the subject merited. So it is a work of value because he's detached. But he did not have the scientific methods, techniques, to study this thing in depth. By this, his clear statements of the conditions, methods, and limitations under which his research was carried out, he has ensured its value as a reliable contribution to knowledge in a field where it is badly needed. Okay, maybe Nkechano can look at through this process, but this is super revealing. Some of the things Ngani Tiko, you see Southall telling him to write it like this. You see a lot of statements more in here that you see the imprint of Southall in it. Kodwa go watching, for example, Kodwa go into too detail. Thing is, then you have to be detached. You know, you such things. Wami ya clue. Owacho gikmoko kaka advanced parents. What the hell is advanced parents at that time? Katasan, what is an advanced parent? Enlightened parent. Magi Southall.
And then also, instead of saying, or do I use it, instead of using, or do I actually wealthy people? No problem. You think the chak.
Modern parents.
I do actually modern parent.
Enlightened families.
Enlightened family.
Pagan children.
Because Ramod, just a minute. Because I also question that, and this is my reasoning. In 1949, a number of Luo homes had cattle. I don't think there is a home that didn't have cattle. What was the use of cattle? Chak. Because part of the meal, Malune Chamo was chak geremo. So how do you get to a point you are churning at is a better parent because nyithinde nyalo madho chak, yet I'm sure each and every home almost by then Luos well
mhm,
fenced with
mhm,
cattle, with
mhm,
everything inside it.
mhm,
And that is why Edwanga told us the only reason Luo's the what and reason why Luo's were their farms were not taken from structure. They're so organized.
mhm,
So
mhm,
they didn't take the land most in lowland because Luos had homes that were fenced with ojuok that they came with from Sudan while coming down.
mhm,
So I'm also thinking, like we're saying, that most of the work was influenced by 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 this guy who wrote by Simon, not Simon, by
Southall.
A.W. Southall. Yes.
Mhm. Nke imprint
That's
mare
what I want to say.
Christian.
That issue
Mm,
of Kejo Mokonigi Chak, and I think because, and again, remember,
mhm,
we know in Luo community,
mhm,
ne tie dala mantie nyathi, to possibly dala na onge chak, the home that have milk will give.
mhm,
It was common practice.
mhm.
Yeah.
So, Kakai, beddings and clothes, Sawacho. No clothes are especially made for the babies, with the exception of a few children in progressive households. Both pagan and Christian children go without clothes, and even when they have them, their provision is meager. There is, however, a tendency for Christian children to be better clothed than those in pagan families, and the latter continues to walk naked for a much longer time. Okay. My mom Yawachan, it is interesting. First of all, Okunoachan, the book is not important as his observation. But one thing Manado Aroneno is also the attitude of the author to what he's seeing. As as only through this education process. Nkechi is one, he's writing from his experience, but his experience is not good enough because it is not scientific enough. Even George.
And there
Mm,
is Ominde himself,
mhm,
Kondiko his introduction.
mhm,
Some just the top part, but paying kacha there is somewhere more actually. I concluded these studies of social life. I have
mhm,
followed the questioning method. I mean, in concluding these studies of social life, I have followed the questioning method, and having obtained information from individuals, I later discussed that that, that information with a number of other people. I was therefore able to check mistakes arising from purely individual opinion. Altogether, 19 women and 18 men were interviewed with regard to family conditions and problems of interfamily relations. I also supplemented my personal observation. This is where I'm interested in,
mhm,
Ramo, the
mhm,
place I'm reading now. I also supplemented my personal observation, the information given me, the
mhm,
information given me the treatment and feeding of babies. When watching children as play, I was sometimes obliged to keep out of view, as children normally feel shy when under the direct observation of an adult. The only group whose play I observed closely was composed of a child nurse of about 10, my mother's son of 8 months, born in August 26, 1946, my sister's daughter of 6, a son of 4, and another elder son about 9.
mhm,
Um, the reason why I said I was interested there.
mhm,
Number one, he is observing, yes, but his book is mostly based on informants, people
mhm,
who told him what was
mhm,
happening.
mhm,
Because remember, he was a student.
mhm,
So the truth is, he did not have the whole time to do research on
mhm,
this book himself.
mhm,
He depended a lot on what he was being told,
mhm,
and also his mentor, I may call him his mentor, had a lot to do with this book, Southall. And I may be wrong, but I think Southall, just as all of them, didn't want the true African story to come out. Are you surprised that they said Africa doesn't have history
Nyakirange,
or didn't have?
always Nyaki hold that idea at the back, and how that idea is affecting the information misomo. You mean that hello?
Kabisa, yes.
A moment again, an African katakabedo educated, he has to bring more tools to the education. Okay, it is really anti him or anti her or anti them.
Mhm.
It, the education as we see it now in its current form, there is nowhere it was really designed for us. That's why we cannot use it to develop anything. So
And
Nyakawa bring other tools.
it's designed to make us underdeveloped.
Mm. Yeah, not even underdeveloped, operational. Okay, we forget we come from the system had a purpose for us, just labor. In the system, one was we are supposed to be labor. Even if we get educated, it's just a more educated laborer and a less educated laborer and a laborer who is not educated. Dongi Paroka Nanganeng is on. Those people who did not go so far in their class in 1940s, in 1950s, they graduated, 3 of them, both in nursing. The rest
Yeah.
not shamba. Labor. Mere educated labor, manual operate machines now, but they're just labor. Nothing more, nothing less.
Most of them were just clerks and all
Yeah.
that.
Labor. Jomati is shamba. That is all.
Mhm.
So you always have to remember the majority of this was the purpose of education. Now things are becoming a bit more technical. Now the workers have to become technical. Nkechi George ka in if you have a field to saninti elon more tinga matiyo ga glon more to enongado ga gisaruru. Oksaruru ongado ga kod slasher. Yeah. Ko learn how the lawnmower works. Obongado gini faster.
Mhm.
And time to do other things. So until that upgrade. But the way more his observation to me is important. Okunati, the book is rubbish. The book is very vital. Mana Nakawa set the ground in how we are also looking at the information. Okay, so this is 49, 50, 51, 52. So the only thing more precious is to get whatever manti. Get kata remember the another example is like Jomano Kalo through this process they were earning well. 200 versus 8, George.
Or 12.
8, 12, 12. 200 versus 12. Automatically,
No,
create
some
this system.
some were earning 12 shillings, some were earning 8 shillings.
Yes, but this one is earning 200 shillings a month. Moro is earning 12 shillings a month. The system creates poverty just there. Just there. Okinyal solve it by poverty, Ibogole by more education. You'll just create it better. By virtue of payment, people may jog. So, Mano life is not about, Mano is how it works in the time I want it. So it's very interesting about that. To not really capture that much. In rather advanced activities, the younger children act as servants to the older children. Servants to the older children. Who send them here and there to fetch necessary articles and also instruct them to keep the supposed fire burning. Servants. Servants. May the language moti yoga. Mikioro jogi.
The older
Instead of
the
putting
older
them.
children are deputy parents.
So these ones are servants.
The other ones are parents are servants.
Okulungen testimony orientation, go fetch this so you learn by it. Or go fetch that and you learn by it. Or take this and you learn by it.
Let me throw something in the mix. As much as you can have a mixture of, especially Chian culture, as much as you would have a mixture in boys, girls, but the truth is, especially if a girl would be even a second born or a third born, but the boy, maybe a boy is first born and a boy is second born, then the girl could be a third born. The girl who is a third born was expected to be more mature quickly and even take care of these boys who are older than her. So, and that is the essence of why we are interested in the Luo Girl. And I know by the end of this journey it shall have come out. But those are some of the things that, leave alone what Alsworth is saying, what Southall is saying, leave alone what Ominde himself is writing. Ominde, we are journeying with Ominde, and we know Ominde was at some point, he wrote things that were dictated to him to write. It was my only thing with Dominde is he was interested in the girl child.
That is
And
important.
he literally wrote a book.
That is vital.
And the introduction part, because all kids need to be served. They must suckle, they must have porridge and all that. So that is universal. But the book, as we progress, will show our listeners and those who are interested in it that now we're going into the, and some of these things will come out, and the questions arise now as parenting, as Africans, as Luo. A girl who is third born is expected to grow up faster and take care of the boys who are even older. Ero ng'ane kora atiena wuok idhi yom pi, iol pi nowadu mondo luokre and all that. This girl could be 9. The brothers are 13. But the girl must go odhi om pi mondo olnegi mondo giluokre. But I'm just throwing that. Yeah.
In context, Kakamano George, just to throw the question further, is a 13-year-old doing it because that is how the culture has been doing it, or it has come to be her responsibility for the third born because the culture is broken? Meaning, I don't mean that culture is broken. I mean the institutions. That is what I mean by the culture is broken. The institutions are no more. So where the boys would go, they cannot go. Where the girls would go, they cannot go. Okay, they were not always done. They were not put together. Okay, their roles were pretty different, and their responsibilities were pretty different.
Very interesting.
Moon katadako ya Uganda.
Correct.
Guinea Uganda. So if they are the Uganda, Nyakimigi an extra special training, which is they do something that is pretty is just so them. It is just so particular to them. It's so particular to them. So it's interesting. Kakagine no gigi.
It is so funny, Ramot, what you're saying, because the woman must be stagnant. She must be a woman. And whether a boy is broken, whether the woman is stagnant, this woman is expected to take care of this man, whether they are broken, the system is broken for them that nothing works for them. But the woman is expected to just be normal and take care of this broken society in terms of taking care of these badly raised boys. Let's say that. I always say, I like saying that because in all my talks, I always tell people, remind them, tell your boys, things like cooking and cleaning are not, those are lifestyle skills. They need them. Those are skills that will help them in life. So, wach moro ni nyiri ema tedo, to nyiri ema toko, to nyiri ema serve, debate, kanya and all that thing way. Style up. Because you need those things. And currently, you'll go to town, makoro ichako dak, ini dak kendi. Whose girl are you just coming to take? And the law has also changed. Come we stay. it has got its also implications now legally. Anyway, Ramoth, let's not dive.
Kata cook out that scenario, George, and say, then they serve. And they should cook. Let's take that example. Why don't you, in the brain of somebody, might think like this?
Mhm.
The environment has changed. There are more machines that cook and wash dishes and everything. Well, then what would she do? What is she supposed to do? Nikki, the technological advances has kicked her out of the kitchen.
Literally.
Literally. There can be a machine to do everything, and the supermarket has replaced preparation because you can have inyalo the food that is already half prepared. Iketo in microwave and we keep going. And to make matters even more complex,
For 2 minutes.
To make matters more complex, now you can order the food already in obiroko chieko hot, ogolo steam kanyo kendo very quick, only with a call or an order.
When they cook here, you can eat it from Gimobiro.
Yes. And the palette maji is also changing. The foods money they were cooking, the foods they were cooking and they becoming experts at cooking have really changed. Tinde jidwaro chips and burgers. Mano is and pizza.
And there are men. Don't forget that men are now good chefs and good cooks themselves.
Katakikawe before saying, okay, this is the role that you're supposed to serve. Where? In which place? And even the house has changed. She does not have her own kitchen anymore. It's a family kitchen. So some of Gigi is very interesting. Sometimes it's cartoonish. Any game cartoonish. And or kind of the reason of arguing that about the law. Man is too far. Even if the people the men were going with the spears, he bought the team of Guinea. He bought the spear in Mat.
Yeah, spear and all those things. Right now, where am I giving you a spear? Where are you going to fight physically with a spear?
He bought the hand.
The war has changed, the playground has changed, everything has
He
changed.
bought the hand.
The tactics are
Hey, watch judgments.
no Atieko.
Not only bought the hand gazelle kucha. KWS bought deal Cody. Bought deal
Dwar
Cody.
moro mane wadwar ka guogi ang'wen ka idhi dwaro le mar len mar sirkal. Which one are you going
Alafu
to do?
kuzidisha tinde ringo non ti butchery inyalo dhi ikawe. Moki yango kata the thing. So what is what? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And this is culture. What are we talking about? Why? What is this? Which people in the world boy exist like that anymore? Who will exist in a cartoonish way, come on? So every day you watch the thing we blame politicians is not Gikelo development. Do we know what we mean by Gikelo development? The road comes with the Pizza Hut, the pizza, burger. It comes with all of it. The road connects the road. No bureau with access to you. Supermarkets, bureau with the road. So Akia system midwaga keton there's development, but I still keep my cartoonish thought of African life. Mumazunge manomi. So what do go is the topic? We have to look at the context. Realize even this girl child, Kwarango, as she's being written about, she's also in this context of independent colonial Kenya. And it is not only what Gikmade parents want, the colonial system also is shaping how she is perceived and how she is going through. Example is just the book. Kakoacho the book, the words they use, pagan children, Christian children, advanced families, enlightened families. Niso, even her, she will not escape this burden. Makoro is here. So even if kagitemo bedo children, okay, look, some of the people who take care of them, Sano, an example, Wakawa an example. The older girls who take care of the younger girls, Gidi school. Now the 13-year, the 7-year-old don't yacht. So she will have to take care of the smaller ones. So Mingibe and the father are being removed from the homestead. Now there's a system, Mose Bureau, which is money, different money from what they were using. And this money, you can only earn it by working for this guy who has come.
For 30 days.
So what is the mother supposed to do? Obey the code and then they starve. Or go look for something to do part-time. Katakeni Samba. And the colonial person will not allow you to come with your child there, Nikej. That is not scientific production process will not allow it. Igbo Dodonya, when the mother is there, the child wants to suck consistently. A lot. Although suck when he wants.
Okay, the mother is around.
Igbo pono pamba to osak when he wants. What is
In
happening?
fact, that reminds me, Ramot. I know of a cousin who used to, he was big. I think we used to kick ball. What go academic park. Toko dog, we were what? 5'4".
Mm.
Them, they were 5'4". We were a bit older, but we would see. Obiro go mpere pap, his age, blah blah. But the guy goes home, he was 5. The guy goes home and still and sits down,
Although
and
thoroughly.
the mother still.
Although thoroughly. Okay, we saw this thing. Although thoroughly. So before we go into the book completely, I prefer to have that context. Okay, most of this is where African knowledge becomes useless. People are looking at these things in Jirango Gigi as floating, I don't know what. Toko Kanyoto, he has answered these questions, Tiparon and Ngamariek, but he's only operational. And very operational. Everything, even the problems that Africa has, he cannot solve them. He does not even know how to bring that African context into the issue. That is one. So that's why several reasons. One, the book is a long observation of the girl child, which is very important. Jiparogan, even in Luo, there's no focus on the girl child. So Ibiro with these other stories, Masani, but there's been a good focus on the girl child and her life and her importance and mapping this out, just as the boy child. Luo is very different. Luo Pogre. So those type of things. Manema Mokongo Manado Acho. But the setup Moketo is very is nice. The setup Kako Keto being like this. One of the things Mano in the time Oketo the how the child grows and the time. There's this issue that came about some years ago. The African child advances faster than the European child in terms of this month. He advances faster. An Indian experiment that brought so much controversy, not even in the 70s, that proved this one. They develop faster. So it becomes an issue. So how do you, if Jogi develop faster than your children, how do you do that you keep them under a system that like the one we have? There has to be artificial means to retard these children. Notice the dates. Notice the times he's giving. Notice the times. Nkechonge Kaka Southall will allow him to say that these ones are faster than this. Meaning ni telo intie kanga. Kose alwa.
No, auntie.
Meaning ni even the information, if we look at this like really from that perspective, even the information cannot be given that okay, these children, because they're in their natural environment, they would grow faster. Even Kiwachon, they put the, sand, the sand in their mouth. Um, those it seems gimofuo, but in the future it will help them. In case they learn to taste different types of sand. They, in case at that time their mouth is the most sensitive part. Magiti yoga. They learn to taste different types of soil. Okofuo kumentieno. Okofuo. So he's testing the environment literally. So why Gimomio they taste like this first? It's not Kechkifuo because something interesting happens in the womb. Ni Emomio na nyero sama negiwachan about the smiling. It is induced by the mother. That is not true. Amniotic fluid, the one we float in, the amniotic fluid,
Yes, yes.
it changes color and it changes taste according to the mother's mood. If
Yes.
she's happy, it changes consistency, it changes taste. So in the womb, the first way they get to experience their mother is through the mouth. So if she's stressed, it changes. Happy, it changes.
Yes, yes.
Sad, it changes.
And the child in the womb picks those frequencies.
He's testing it. He's testing it. That's why it takes 9 months. Mommy, when he comes, he's so attached to the mom. This was his he was using her as his as his glove to experience the world. Even when these women are pregnant, sometimes they have mood swings. And then you hear men.
Not sometimes, most
Yeah,
of
they
them.
have mood swings. But eventually, the men who don't understand what is happening, especially those ones around the cultural context, it is the kid who is doing this. He's learning the world. He's pushing this
In
thing.
fact, they run away.
He is learning. It
They
is the
stay away.
kid. It is not her. It is
Most
the
of the
kid.
times they're away. The mama just okudwara.
Hey, look at it. A whole creation process is happening, and it needs information from outside. Not in her,
Jodo
outside.
ngoman chuogi kiny mine ma Nyasaye okonyo ma idwa her kae kalure kod gimwacho. Bang' iluongo ni mood swings jodi.
Yeah.
Okono koheri. Gin mood swings. Gin gik mar
No, okay, mood
ema
matimo gigi.
obedo regulated kamano.
Olan. Because if the amniotic fluid is changing consistency and color, nyako push the mom so that he gets more information. Emomi ogino kawa month or two or half 1.5 months. Kecho need a lot of data. Emomi what they be in front ibo you don't they restrict the pregnant woman's food. Katakani neno more traditional neno. These women nature mo kite.
Odowa.
Yeah, gicha modo. Why? Information, George. Info. And take proteins and this, but those are information. The information package, the proteins, minerals, gain information package that the kid uses to adapt to the environment. In Kechkatake Nyole, George, the environment he's staying in is what is important. Okobi spent all his life in his mother's womb.
Correct.
Obobedo outside there. So Nyako push this. Maybe I did too much, but that. So can you understand this is what is happening? It becomes very interesting.
That's the sense about give me wachone chu about the mood swings and all that. It's very important. Abenda made to our sisters and mothers also need a normal exposure to everyday non-harmful diet bend is good for the child. Lera hinya ma kama nyathi nyono nyaka bed iluongo nang'o, idwa nyaka luongo joma biro timo I'm forgetting the word, ni nyathino nyaka bed kama ler kabisa ma komulo piny to idhi luok, itere e sink, idhi luok lweteno. Some of those things are very helpful in strengthening your child's immune system. They introduce some natural microbes. As long as hygiene and safety are maintained, they are very good. Koro kini nyathi komula piny to idhi
But
luok lwete.
George,
Yeah.
my gima natemo wacho the European context of stuff. The European context, the environment of Europe was very dangerous for their children. It was not the friendliest environment. It is not the most nutrient-rich environment. So even the sun is an issue. So this consistent cleanliness, they need it. Nalal George. Tell her. You mean tell her? Because Luar. Because an maluar. Tell her. Kidogo tinyisha. But Europeans need of because of the environment, they need that continuous cleanliness. Okay, some protections majority go out of melanin and chieng, which is giongego.
Chief ilingena all idhi mulo ichako ni European kama onyon na
Ni waya wanoe. The environment, kineno European behavior to the environment, it has been a threat. The environment to them has been a threat. Too much chieng, they start cooking up. So their attitude to environment is more like it's something to be dominated. One, it was not like this. It is funny how actually pagan children walk without clothes. It is not in Africans could not make clothes. And I said the museum would have seen these clothes. Which if they get under a glass, kagiyao kama, and that thing turns, when it touches air, it turns to dust.
Mm-hmm.
So the African body, they need much more sun. Kamaneka kagi develop that high in level of immunity from the sun. Kagi break down these vitamins, ma work from the sun. The whole body, especially because the whole body is exposed. Echo mate, okay, nakedness because of nonsense. Echo mate, the whole body you do the sun. So the capacity ma resistance and development ma the necessary things migolo from the sun is being done throughout the whole body. Tinde wawe mana luetewa and wangewa, and then it is not enough. You don't jinti Africa but gain deficiency in vitamin K to gain in the sun. Gichako you do some diseases more make sense. But the other time the body need you with the sun to really lots of these things. So katakiwa to know what to do. Maybe nkechan kaka neno jog gidhi in the beach for almost a day just to get the same thing Manua get.
In fact, the truth is, they are coming to Africa. Hotels must be built. Nyakagini in the Kamor.
They
But
have to sit
it's
in
the
the sun.
sun bringing them here. There's nothing else.
Nothing else. Not
Nothing
animals.
else.
Guinea no one sleep and it's over.
By the end of the day, they have to sleep somewhere, and they
So
have
give me
money
the chain.
to
Give me
afford
the
that
chain.
place. But they are coming for the sun.
Tochoponyaka where they make artificial machines that turn again. Artificial sun. Kata in Germany lungo gin sun studio. Yani studio machine. Tena ina machine madibule a bit. Owogo brown kama.
They are making rain in
Owoki
Dubai.
machine ko chiek. Owoki machine ko chiek. So Mangani, it is interesting and watching pagan children walk naked. The context of this guy's body, this body of this child, needs this. It needs the sand. It needs the sun. So cow the whole thing in his body. Gimomi know what to do was even more helpful to us. It was more helpful for us, but one modern and this is the world and development, and they have factories that made clothes. So, and the story goes on. So, Magigi Kmatimre, and there's so much
But
kata in
I
this
also
part,
have an
but
I also have an
it
issue generally
mm,
with such writings because even
mm,
me, if I go to Europe and I write a book saying they wear clothes, it doesn't make sense. How is that even important? Because they wear clothes. Then you write to us they
George,
never wear clothes. That is how I
George,
mean.
sorry,
Yes.
George Moss. If you have ever been in Europe in winter, if you have ever been in Europe in winter,
I have.
if you want to die quickly, go naked. It is super. For them, the environment was not a friend. Not like Africa. In your bit, kamano duki you're sunbathing. The
But
second thing about this nakedness,
I
George.
want
The,
that
the second thing, the
down
second
here,
thing, ma.
just in
Mm,
Africa here, Ramoth, I must warn
mm,
you just in Africa here, down here,
mm,
just in
mm,
Lesotho, here,
mm,
people die because of cold, because it freezes. Remember, the two oceans that meet in
mm,
Cape Town,
mm,
they have got a crazy kind of weather. So there are
mm,
times when Lesotho is like Europe.
mm.
It
On the
has those
news, rarely.
everywhere is, and remember the disadvantage with the
Mm,
most African countries, they can't help themselves. At least in Europe, you can have
mm,
those, the roads could be swept using
mm.
whatever thing.
Yes,
Those
snow plow.
yes, I have
Mm,
a friend who got stuck for 3 days on the road.
mm,
Nothing is moving. The guy is almost dead.
mm,
We had to make plans for coffee and everything to be flown
mm.
to them. The helicopter was flying on top of, I mean, was landing on top of the cars.
Tomano Africa. No
You know,
Africa.
it
Mm.
happened. I mean, we're not
So
talking
with
about.
her Europe, tell me about Europe. Those people, there's no world they were going to operate without clothes. There was none.
So for me, that's the reason I'm saying writing a
Mm,
book and then you say in your book they wear clothes. It makes no sense for me. What did you expect them to do?
it's in the water, and it has fins, and it has gills.
What were you expecting the
And
fish to do?
so my and even as we look at this information, it's very interesting that we look at it, Nikej, especially in the girl child context. It's very interesting, Nikej. That's what I wanted to see. Minda is starting to look at these Luo children as European children or compare them with European children. And I start seeing the signs pagan children, Christian children, um, advanced families, that these sentences. Mowok kum. Um, Winjeka kaka play activities. Apparently somoka. Dolls like those existing in European society are unknown among the Luo children. Dolls like those existing in European society are unknown among Luo children. The children play in Enokendo. It is not okay. The first dolls for the Europeans are said in a museum of toys. George, it is unbelievable. The first dolls my Europeans were using it is a plank of wood. Okay, they have the museums. So it is not. Yeah. The reason why this doll making industry and stuff, hmm? The reason why toy making industry and stuff took up so much in Europe, they have 4 months of complete cold. People have to stay inside. So Manonomio, they started developing crafts for inside.
Chief,
And the
one
children,
wagwe mpira oko 24/7. One
the whole year, Nyakin Court.
nyirige wuoyi wagero watugo mama gi baba, watede mkepe oko all the time. Those were our toys.
So Kirango jogging, because they have 4 months of extreme cold, the children cannot play outside. Kagidi outside is just for a short time.
You have to see
Another
their life.
problem.
These are kids. These are children. They
Yes.
must. You can't just keep them in one place. Hey, it's cold. Sit there in the corner. These people needs to explore. These people needs to play. It doesn't matter whether they're inside or outside.
So how Igbo entertain them? How? You have to keep developing new toys, consistent toys. And when something like Lego Nineno really took off in Europe, you have to make them do the same activity every day without getting bored of the thing.
Guess our way of Lego and all those things in Africa. And the two tokiki both ahinya.
But
They're going to
that
find
is in
their
the
own
modern context. That is
go-
more in the context of colonialism. And more so, the best toy we had, Enchuodo.
one of the best.
No, the best. Just the best. Okay, I'm telling you, all the cars you see on the street,
Mercedes.
all, and I mean all, Ilos Oguchuodo first, a
Yes.
model.
Yes.
All of them. There is none that is running that they don't do this process.
So we invented these things long before they did everything. And Manani, they didn't want us to say we invented this. So they destroyed our history. They destroyed everything. We don't know anything. That's what they say. Animalwar koso inba. Animalwar. Ramoth koro winde up. Aparo ni kamantiere ni koro warit kendo next week. Ang'e ni mit ndi, but I don't know. Ebedwa nyalo bedo gi poll opinion do miwa pachu. Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Joge wito Ramoth oko nikech Ramoth ok riek wacho wuoyo kuomgi. Sorry uru jogi. Ramoth komulo nyingi to giriembe. Giwacho ni dhi tug mabor. Tukino ter mabor. Giwacho ni tukino ter mabor. Tukino ter mabor. Jike giriembi. Jike giriembi. Waduoki. Aket ni nyithindo ka.
Kori winja. Kawacho ni chak wade.
Akwe mana wi matin.
Wadie volume matin.
GK tieke nikech mano
If
joma dwa
if
mano biro tieko
itimo mana
tieke.
itimo mana testing.
Mana testing.
Itimo mana testing.
Kidwa winje
Eh,
kidwa winje full to bang' ka GK osetieko.
nikech George pok ok analyze kata this first chapter, no set mana the context. So
Yes,
next
that
time
was important because this was
nyalo
the
bet
first day
maber.
of the Luo Girl, yeah. So we were just setting the pace and all that.
So katieko, you see there
Laying
has
the
been
ground.
this focus. There has been this focus on the Luo girl, on the Luo child, the Luo male child, the Luo girl child. These are something Mosebedo focused on for a very long time. A very long time. Nikech, just to do the last reading, Kido Kigine is what Southall Wacho and the introduction Wacho. By his clear statements of the condition and methods and limitations under which he carried his research, under which his research was carried out, he has ensured its value as a reliable contribution to the knowledge in a field where it is badly needed. And when we watch it is badly needed. What is so interesting about the girl child and the male child that is really needed? Who needs this information? Doctors, therapists, psychologists. In case at that time there were not these professions. Who needs this information? So it is important. Again, it is just a statement, but who is speaking the words? Only see a lot of what is this. So, Kata where we find ourselves as Nikwaramogi, it's interesting. People have been Josebedo Castadiwa. People Josebedo Castadiwa. So it's interesting. Now so next time it would be interesting to hear a Luo girl read this, and that we can go back into it and catch just even the first chapter. Pokwa Tieko Luo is Angigan Luo is volumes. Luo is volumes. Order Aduk Nigo.
Erokamano Ramo. In fact, to start with what we've just said last NNA, the essence is that we'll be having the Luo Girl, a Luo Girl reading the Luo Girl. That will be happening. It's very unfortunate she couldn't join because obviously some of these things we can't control. She checks in fact, we had to organize for an engineer to go check on the system she's using. Everything was intact and everything. And the report is they don't understand why she can't join. So having said that, we're gonna work on that. So be assured that next week it will not be these two old men. It will be read by a twist and turns on it because some of these kaka gimwa somo in the first chapter mare gago nyathinyu ka giumni, we will eventually bring an elderly lady to give us first-hand experience. Talk to the young ladies who are here and ladies generally mankind. Just around it so that we understand the context of talk from the horse's mouth, like they say. So in essence, ladies and gentlemen, manka, this channel is break the barriers. We are here to have conversations that are not what I may call quote unquote normal, because we have got hundreds and hundreds, maybe millions of channels doing things every day, so long as there is internet. But we thought we have to bring Luo culture. And I want to also be cautious when we talk about Luo culture. We just know we're not talking about things that you might feel, hey, and culture now, erago. I don't see where the Bible talks about kikagagi nyathinyu ka gi ume, unless en chik mar 11. It was a Luo culture. So when we talk culture, Luo is beautiful. Luo culture is beautiful. We have a 96-year-old gentleman who comes to talk to us here. Last week he told us the reason some of those things onge kamonya winjoge easily. You can't hear them anywhere else very easily. That's the only reason. But you will hear propaganda out there. But the only reason he lived it, he felt it, he was there. That the only reason why the white people didn't take Luo land was because when they got here, Luos were so organized. They had beautiful round houses in their homesteads, and those homesteads had a fence. And what was that fence made of? That fence was made of ojuok. For Luos who know it, what ojuok is. Do you know where they came with that thing? The Europeans didn't bring that thing to them. They moved with it from Sudan. And wherever they would be, they would plant it. It would grow and they would take it and fence their homes with it. So that is the reason. That is not in any Kenyan history book anywhere. You are what Luos never fought for independence, the white people. They were not. The white people respected their culture. It was so organized. You know, sometimes organized even in your own life that people who want to organize you things first before they can come. Is what happened with Luo. There is another legend. He told the Asians, we can't farm, we make vikapus, we go to the river to the lake and fish, and you expect us to travel with those things to bring to you to Kisumu? No. If you want them, come to the market. Yala. Waindi waliti. They used to come to Yala. Those are some of the things we are talking about in Luo. Those are the things we want to know. And we want our young people to understand that these things happen. So that's why Watimunwero Kamana Hinya Jomanika. You could today is a Saturday. Sabbath. You would do anything. You'd be anywhere else. But you decided to be with us here. But that is why we are also trying so much, and we know we're gonna do it, to give you topics that possibly it's only us who can give them to you. And through such like the Luo Girl, it's a series, guys. So next week we have the next step, and next week a Luo Girl will read it. But as I've promised, as it progresses, we'll be bringing in here 80-year-old mothers talking to you about how it used to happen. We promised to bring a man. We're bringing a 96-year-old gem. He speaks with us here every Tuesday. We have books written by us. Raising Teenagers, Shaping a Generation, written by me after intense research on it in the streets, in homes, in slums, all over Kenya, in the war camps of children's war camps in Sudan and Somalia and Uganda. In the book, we read it here sometimes. And then we have another gem, Luanda Magere. We also read Luanda Magere here. You know, the beauty of these and the reason why we call you now culture champions is that you can sit for hours listening to the book, to us read. We don't take it for granted. And that is why the old man I've talked about and the Council of Elders who are behind mentorship, because they say their time is up. They want to leave this information into the next phase of generation, and that sit down the line. And they've blessed us with a forum, a powerful Luo forum, Ramogi Cultural Institute for Luo heritage and education. Powerful brain behind it are those old men. Some are 102 years. But they've seen it fit that if you guys, we can provide you with a space to do this. Can you do it? And we raised up our hands and we said, we are ready, send us. We have, with a lot of humility, we thank you. We thank you so, so much. We know that it's only a heart of that loves culture, that wants to listen, because there's so many things out there. Social media has opened up the world. You can listen to anything, but you guys chose to come and listen to Ramoth and myself as we. Ramoth, I don't know whether you had finished or you have something else to say before we finally close it. I know you want to say Luo is our...
Dakachiel too. Let me just a second. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to apologize. I have not written any books. I am illiterate. I cannot. I'm just
And
studied.
the books,
I'm just studied
the books are yes.
And
You
I am only a
you are a
studied
walking
dropout.
culture, like they say. Orengo is a walking constitution. So
I'm just a studied six dropout. So thank you. But beside the point, I say thank you again. Thank you for being here. We do not take it for granted that you're here. Okwakawe for granted. You could be anywhere in the world, anywhere doing whatever gives you joy, but you're here with us. It is a honor every time to present anything to you. It is a honor. We really hope that we do you proud and we present to you to the best of our ability, and that we get better at presenting this to you, because you are our strength, you are our heart, you are the institute. You people are the institute. You people are only the foundations, only the pillars. We are just people who are privileged that we are honored that we can just speak what you guys have in your heart. We are really humbled that you could give us this opportunity to speak for you and speak for Luo and really put it out there. We love this. Luo is our business. We are open for your business 24/7. We take all types of value exchange. The only money we don't take is spiritual money or money okwanyalo mako. So even Bitcoin and everything. But we appreciate you for being here. And as I leave, again, Achan Erokamano, thank you for honoring us. Thank you for honoring us with your attention. Thank you again for honoring us with your time, the most precious things you have here. Thank you for hearing us out, even if I was talking a lot of nonsense, but thank you so much. Go Erokamano. Waduokni go kwach wonle. Waduokni go.
Erokamano Ramoth. Nyikwa Ramogi, that has been our philosopher, G.K. Ramoth. Waduoko ga erokamano ahinya. Nyasaye ogwedhe gi a lot of knowledge. And he always don't keep that knowledge for himself. He has walked the world. He's done a lot of research on culture, and that's why the elders have decided that we have to take over from where they are leaving it. We're not ready any day to let Luo culture go down. And when I say we, I mean you and us, because you are also cultural champions like us. You would not be listening to this. So we thank you. Okwador bo wainya, a lot of things, but I can promise you one thing. Because you've blessed us with your presence, okwawe yewe kaman. What were Tugoni Thumbe Mokaria dig from Ethiopia to Sudan to Uganda to Zimbabwe? We are simply going to walk Africa with you, even if it's one song from where. and South Africa. We thank you and your families. Thank you. And we are very, very grateful to your kids for letting you sit calmly and comfortably and listen to us. The other time, 2 weeks ago, one of the agents, you people are geniuses. You've made my mom and dad sit down and listen to a story. I've never seen it. So yeah, thank you guys. Monday, verbs and wise sayings. Tuesday, Jadwonga Nanga, 96-year-old gem, written a book at 90. I've gone everywhere. Leads Luo talks in Sudan, Ethiopia, the nine countries that Luos are. He is the coordinator of old gems that are in those countries, not Luo affairs, just culture. He deals with the old. Wednesdays, sometimes we do impromptu things, but Thursday, Luanda Magere, the story of Luanda Magere. And that is where we normally say Luanda Magere was given a spear and a shield. But what do we give the current Luanda Magere, who is in the digital world? There are no physical wars to fight anymore. How do we send them to the field out there? But now we are sending the girl also. We are studying our girl, our Luo girl. Possibly it's going to be Fridays, but it doesn't matter. We are not bound by time in Africa. The sun rises every morning and sets up every evening. Africa is never bound by time. That is why when you have a party and you call an African and you have got a time, stipulated time for it, and the number of people might come, who should come, you say, come at 1 o'clock and have a budget for 10 people. We will rock in at 3 o'clock and we are 120. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amen.
From Acholi to Langi, Alo to Madi, Iteso, Kumam, Karamoja, stand up. One people, one blood, one voice. Wicked Adon music, yo. Morning light, we rise with a mission. Voices strong, carry one vision. A single stick breaks, but together we stand. Like a bundle of strength across the land. From the soil where our roots run deep, promises we make, promises we keep. Spider webs united can tie a lion down. So no more silence, let's wear the crown. Call your brother, call your sister near. Tell them the northern voice is here. No tribe, no border, no line to divide. We are one family, walking in pride. One voice, one north, Uganda we rise. Together we strong, together we wise. If we stand as one, nowhere we fall. Northern voice, Uganda, one love for all. Bring your sister, let the family grow. Like a river united, we overflow. From village to city, let the message run. Many hearts beating now as one. Big up to the fam, we see your fire. Lifting the vision higher and higher. Preaching the truth, bringing people in. That's how a great family begin. Little by little, the nest is built through love and effort, not by guilt. So carry the logo, carry the message. Let the world know everywhere you go. Let our identity show. One bene ourselves, we are one. Day one kicking, we are not alone. Kawan Waribi, one Watek, we are one. Day one kicking, northern voice. one destiny call, the northern voice, Uganda. Standing tall, Wikida don't say so.
Woza, Medina, Boss Lady, Skizai.
Turn it up, Medina's in the building. We gonna do hands up to the ceiling. Turn it up, Medina's in the building. We all cheesy.
Unagi beat mathematics, calculate. Ole moma ni pido doge mi cultivate. Ati momo slenga manyocha underrate. Odugo yudo kakwi no bait. Kapo kichwa da photo matao. Miyaki paza sauti monda kelu proud. Katia kodino rock na crown. Nyaroya di boko sonuriem na rao. Makladi nazo nitoa fiti na majegi ni talanta na si ujinga. Tamasha tulikatiwa sitima, tukangasha tukarudi city mta. Silabas wane mwatero mweja lupo kata kwang tonyaka kelrech. Mafulu mangege omesh, manight ni manduru nyalua day match. Anula era chigni giyawi, upoka giki dhot kikubaya. Asayo ujuju giki kungawa, angenu nene mbuya kwa ugagi kikugona. Anula era chigni giyawi, upoka giki dhot kikubaya. Asayo ujuju giki kungawa, angenu nene mbuya kwa ugagi kikugona. Adonje pap nyajo game kakarach, mae simba manolala dugu kendo kenda dash. Ata kwach kenda ger kama guar, katangi batek angigeno kajaduar. Ni dhano moro teka kunu jogi igi kuar. Gimor kisiki, ikarilal kasokinti iki. Ni jogi mor kisiki, karilal kasokinti iki. Anula era chiegni giyawi, upoka giki dhot kikubaya. Asayo ujuju giki kungawa, angenu nene mbuya kwa ugagi kikugona. Anula era chiegni giyawi, upoka giki dhot kikubaya. Asayo ujuju giki kungawa, angenu nene mbuya kwa ugagi kikugona. Anula era chiegni giyawi, upoka giki dhot kikubaya. Asayo ujuju giki kungawa, angenu nene mbuya kwa ugagi kikugona. Anula era chiegni giyawi, upoka giki dhot kikubaya. Asayo ujuju giki kungawa, angenu nene mbuya kwa ugagi kikugona. Uza, Medina, Boss Lady.
We all cheesy.
Usipeberto maundi switch it off, make a pause. Maoli ball pin vuta nangos, wanajifanya loving ilali ni mazombi. Ikudhika kerach kidonji dendi bosi. Omera penyka daki morda note okungosa medhi maber. Eka lweny goyore kati fulo, iwinjo mane biro nyonore. Jomane pon gote loyo, duto dondore. Dake pinya kitang, inyalo galo rito chunyi no se kawe kashok. Tema bunjo kodi mor kakarinya, kata yesu negendoge dhana bede nyal. Poison, poisonous, ngamundo